fourth one is mounting and stitching. After drying, the plant specimens are mounted on a herbarium sheet of standard size, that is 21 into 42 centimeters. The herbarium sheets are usually made up of thick handmade durable card sheets. The dried specimens are glued on herbarium sheets and the stem or branches are petalled of the leaves and stitched. Advises coated cellophane tape may also be used instead of stitching by thread. It is advisable to mount one specimen on each herbarium sheet. Next, the desiccated parts and loose parts such as fruits and seeds are placed in paper packets pasted to the mounting sheet. The fifth one is label. After mounting the specimen, a label is glued on the lower right corner of the sheet. The label provides information taken from the field notebook. The size and format of the label varies, but it is about 4.5 into 7.5 centimeters. The label must contain the following information, that is flora, the next botanical name of the plant, local name of the plant, family, locality, habitant, collector's number, next date of collection, local use, next collector's names, etc. The next, the sixth one is filling and storing. The mounted and properly identified specimens are stored systematically in special wooden or steel cabinets with pigeonholes. The specimen sheets are filled inside folders which are of various colors indicating species, genus, family, geographical area, etc. In most of the Indian herbaria, the specimens are arranged according to Bentham and Hooker systems of classification. The herbarium specimens require proper care for long-term storage. They must be protected against damages by fungi and insects by periodical fumigation with chemicals. Mothballs and naphthalene flakes kept inside the cabinet check. The DDT may also be used as a insect repellent. Next is botanical gardens. Botanical gardens are the primary institutions which maintain plants of different varieties. They include ornamental or cultivated ones of various geographical regions. They are valuable not only to botanists or horticulturists but also to tourists or visitors. Botanical gardens also include greenhouses, herbarium, research wings, specimens of several plants types, etc. So major botanical gardens of in India, that is National Botanical Garden, that is present in Lucknow. It is a new name is National Botanical Research Institute. The name will be changed in National Botanical Garden. The name is National Botanical Research Institute. It is established in new form in 1946. It is popularly known as Sikindar Bagh. Popular attraction of this garden is its rosarium. The next one is Botanical Garden of Forest Research Institute. It is present in Dehradun. It is now among the famous gardens of the world. It is established in 1943 by C.E. Parkinson. This garden includes a greenhouse, a cactus house and a plant nursery. It contains a biggest herbarium which included plant specimens collected from all over the world. The third one is Leon Botanic Garden, Darjeeling. The garden has a vast collection of plants from Myanmar, China and Japan. The garden is famous for the distribution of seeds, bulbs and plants of temperate Himalayas to the different countries of the world. A big herbarium and a rosary are its major attractions. The fourth one is Lal Bagh Gardens, that is present in Bangalore. It is considered as one of the best garden in South India. It was named a Lal Bagh on account of roses and other red colored flowers are present in that garden. This garden is now a big center of horticultural activities. It is now with well equipped labs for seed testing, soil testing, etc. The next one, largest botanical garden in India. Largest botanical garden in India is a Royal Botanic Garden or Indian Botanical Garden. It is present in Calcutta. It is now under the control of Botanical Survey of India. This garden is now noted for potato cultivation. The Great Banyan Tree is the main attraction of this garden. Few main attractions of this garden are Palm House, Orchid House and a section of medicinal in plants. Largest botanical garden of the world is Royal Botanical Garden, Newham, that is present in England. It is a famous for its biggest herbarium and its glass houses. It is also includes Rose Garden, Alpine House, Bamboo Garden and a Lily Pond. New Garden is popularly called Botanical Capital of the World. This garden is also popular for its famous publications such as Flora of British in India. Role of botanical gardens. What are the role or play in botanical gardens? First is supplying seeds, providing information of local flora. Next one, providing training to research students. Next, providing instructions for home gardening, etc. Providing relaxation to human of all ages. These are the roles are played in botanical gardens. The next one is flora. Flora is the plant life in particular region or time, generally the naturally occurring or indigenous native plant life. The corresponding term for animal life is fauna. Flora, fauna and other forms of life such as fungi are collectively referred to as biota. Sometimes bacteria and fungi are also referred to as flora. Flora comes from the Latin name of Flora, the goddess of plants of flowers. Flora classifications. Plants are grouped into floras based on regions, period, special environments or climate. Regions can be graphically distinct habitat like mountains or flat land. Sometimes floras can mean plant life of historic area as in fossil flora. Floras may be divided by special environments. That is native flora. In that native flora, the native and indigenous flora of an area. Next, agricultural and horticultural flora, the plants that are grown by humans. Weed flora, generally the plant groups that are considered as undesirable in any useful region are described as weeds and they are collectively collected weed flora. Next, keys. In biology, the identification of key is a printed or computer-aided device that aids the identification of biological entities such as plants, animals, fossils, microorganisms, pollen grains. These are also used to identify soil types, minerals, etc. Traditionally, identification keys are mainly in the form of single access keys. These keys are restricted to a fixed sequence of identification steps, each with multiple alternatives, the choice of which determines the next step. If each step has only two alternatives, the key is said to be dictonymous, else it is polytonymous. Modern multi-access or interactive keys allow the user to freely choose the identification steps and their order. So, in this case, there are two types of keys. There, one is single access key and a multi-access key. The first one is single access key. In single access key or classical key, we are also know that a branching key, the sequence and structure of identification steps is fixed by the author of the key. In this key, multiple alternatives are offered, and these are the commonly called leads. The set of leads at a given point is called couplets. Single access keys may be printed in various styles or used as interactive keys. Okay, next. Nested style consists of split leads within a couplet, and all couplets follow a given lead and also follow in display sequence. The style is much easier for experts. Graphic style consists of graphical elements and illustrations. It is very space consuming and it is used for short keys. It is useful for students as well as experts. In the interactive key, either a longer part or single question is displayed. The second one is multi-access key. These keys allow free choice of identification steps. This type of key allows to use the key to the particular organism and to the circumstances of identification. Multi-access keys may be printed in various ways, that is tabular, matrix, formula, style, etc. but are mainly computer-aided interactive keys. A tabular key is a special key style combining properties of branching and multi-access keys. Okay, what are the methods are present in the keys? Keys are the conventional or traditional methods of identification. But now some unconventional identification methods are also in progress. They are few given follow. The first one is polyclave method. In this method, it employs several characters of choice by the authors of identification. The second one is computerized method. In this method, identification is done based on series of logical steps using computers. The third one is other methods, that is, these include chromatography, spectrography, optical scanner or statistical methods. Okay. Keys described in the initial description are also named differently. Aid classification into two types like punched card keys and dictonymous key. But basically these are also similar to the earlier types described in the beginning of the topic, but with slight variation in the practical mode. Okay. This is about the keys. The next one is botanical nomenclature. Botanical nomenclature is a branch of botany that deals with the determination application of a correct name to a plant or taxon. It arose out of the need for universal system of naming the plants. Since the beginning of spoken language, people have attributed names to plants or things that are important to them. Plants have been given common names or vernacular names that vary from language to language and country to country. Therefore, they cannot be used usually. However, these difficulties raised by common names, botanists began to assessing scientific names to all the known plants. Scientific names are methodological and universal and thus provide means for international communication. In botanical nomenclature, the names given to the plants are either Latin names or names taken from other languages and Latinized. Next, but before Linnaeus, the names of plants were descripted, composed of several words, polynomials. We know that several names polynomials. For example, Side acuta, that is Malvaceae family, was named by Pulcinate as Crispophyllum, false, Ovulates, Saprin glabris, parallel, stratus. So similarly, in the herbal of Classius in 1583, a species of willow is named as Salix pumila augustifloide aletra. Although these names were meaningful, it became very difficult to remember such long plant names. Hence, this polyname system did not continue for long. So, Carolus Linnaeus established binomial system of nomenclature in his Species of Plantarum in 1753. In binomial system of naming, the name of a plant consists of two Latin or Latinized words, the genus and the species. For example, the botanical name of mango plant is Mangifera indica. The first word Mangifera denotes the genus of the plant and the second word indica denotes a particular species of the genus. A plant may have more than one common name but will have only one scientific name, that is botanical name. Scientific name we also call the botanical name. The scientific names are also printed in italics and the handwritten or typed names are also underlined. The generic name starts with a capital letters whereas the specific name with a small letter. The next one is International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. The foundations of International Code of Botanical Nomenclature are found in Linnaeus' Philosophica Botanica in 1751, wherein proposed certain principles of nomenclature. Later, in 1813, D. Candolle set forth a detailed set of rules of plant nomenclature in his work Theories Eliminations de Botanique. However, the first organized efforts to develop a precise and simple system of nomenclature to be used by botanists in all countries were made at the first International Botanical Congress held in 1867 in Paris. In this Congress, the US de la Nomenclature, Botanic Laws of Botanical Nomenclature proposed by Alphonse de Candolle were adopted with some modification as guide for nomenclature in the Vegetable Kingdom. These rules are known as the Candolle Rules or Paris Code of in 1867. The subsequent International Botanical Congress held in 1892 Roster Code, 1905 Werner Code, 1907 American Code, 1910 Brisel Code discussed various aspects of nomenclature and suggested many modifications and emendations in the rules. Two codes, American versus European, existed till late 1800 century and early 1900 century. Efforts were made to harmonize the basic difference between the Vienna and American codes at the 5th Botanical Congress held in Cambridge in 1930. For the first time in botanical history, a code of nomenclature came into being that was international in function as well as in name. This is known as Cambridge Code 1930 or International Code of Botanical Nomenclature (ICBN). The rules of nomenclature adopted at the Cambridge Congress were subjected to changes and refinement in subsequent International Botanical Congress. The recent International Botanical Congress was held in Vienna, Austria in July 2005. Okay, this is known as Vienna Code 2005. Okay, now I will give you assignment. You should be you are all submit in this assignment in 1 week. Questions are noted. The first question is, write a brief account of basic concepts of taxonomy. Write a brief account of basic concepts of taxonomy. The second one is, write an essay about botanical gardens. Write an essay about botanical gardens. The last question is, what is a herbarium? Explain it. What is a herbarium? Explain it. Thank you all.